Hello and welcome to Handyman Stan Builds a Van. I am running out of days and time to do this, but I just got here today after working with a client this morning, and the van is sitting out in the sun. It's pretty warm right now, so I want to try something. This is what I have discussed all along. I am opening this fan and I'm turning it to in, and then I'm going to come back here and open this fan and turn this to out. There we go. And so hopefully this will start to cool down the van fairly quickly. I am feeling a little bit of a breeze go by me already, so that's nice. Oh yeah. It's like dropped almost, there's about 5 degrees it's dropped just in that time frame, I would say. Or at least it feels like it, because there is air moving through. So that theory seems to have worked. Now I'm going to bump it up a notch, and I'm going to shut this off, and I'm going to open the door, because we actually need to work in here today. And I'm going to turn this one high speed out. So now it's pulling the air in and pushing it out through the ceiling and roof. And this is pretty good. All right. Well, what's on the agenda for today? I need to finish off the solar on the roof. And so I will show you some of the solar. We need to get the curtains in. I need to get the rails in for the curtains in the back. Erica has been here for a couple hours, and she's been sanding, and she's getting ready to stain. And so eventually all that needs to go into this area here. Carpeting and plumbing and a little bit of electrical. Not all of that needs to be done today. The customer gets here tomorrow, probably about noon, 1-ish, and so hopefully I will be able to do some little tweaking details at that point, and maybe do a video of a final walkthrough of what it looks like when it's done. So with that, it's time to get to work. I've moved up here to the roof, and you can see the solar panels laid out before me, and this is the rear vent. The first thing that I need to do is we've got our connections here, and they're just sitting here. They should be in some sort of a box or way of taking care of them. And so I've got a box, so I'm going to load that up. But let me talk to you for a moment about the solar setup. What we've got here is you've got a monocrystalline solar panel. That means it's a good solar panel. Monocrystalline will grab quite a bit of sun, so that's good. Then that is attached to a T-track here on either side that runs down, and then that is what's called Eternabond. This tape here, there's a Eternabond that's holding that T-track to the roof. Now, that's basically a tape, but it's like a putty. It's really strong tape, really good stuff. So none of these bolts go through the roof, which solves a problem of worrying about water leakage into the vehicle. One of the things with solar panels, though, is they get hot. They are warm to the touch right now because they're absorbing light and heat, and so they need to breathe. So attaching this solar panel to the roof would actually make them less efficient. So there is a layer of a plastic cardboard that is in between the solar panel and the roof. I've got 2 of these. These are 100-watt solar panels. The battery that we've got is 110 amp hours. All of it is running 12 volts. These are set up in parallel, so 12 volts, 12 volts. If I set them up in series, it would take the 12 and bump it up to 24 volts, but I didn't want to do that. So, because I want the amps to come out, not so much the voltage, but reasons. So that's the setup here. And then we run the cable down and through a slot in the side of the door where the taillights go out, and then onto the inside of the trailer. So, or in this case, it's a van. So that's the setup that I've got. I've seen this before. I have an Eternabond setup on my RV, and I've been running my solar panel for about 2 years now, and not a single problem. What will these two solar panels do? Well, like I said, it's a 110 amp hour battery, and I discharged it down about 66%, so about 1/3 of the battery charged in one sunny day. So that's pretty good. Since she will be living out of this van, we're going to have to see her power consumption and see how that goes. I actually haven't measured. I'll probably bring a measuring tape when I scoot to that side and measure, but there should be the possibility for at least 2 more solar panels and maybe 1 more across the front. So what that would do is that would double our charge time. She may also add another battery. So 1/3 of 110 is probably about 68, 70, I don't know, mathing right now. That's why I have a phone that I can put this into. But 1/3 of 110 can recharge in one day, and that's how many amp hours she could use on a sunny day, roughly. The other thing to note is, as these solar panels get dirty, they won't be as efficient. So coming up here from time to time and cleaning them, preferably with just a soap and water solution, or even just brushing them off if they get dusty or dirty, will increase their efficiency as well. Another thing to note is I will be cutting these bolts down so they don't stick up as much, so they're not so unsightly. But with the fans and an electrical box and these bolts, you should never run this through an automatic car wash, because it will rip everything apart. Either in the car wash, preferably, or here, not so good. So that's what I've got going right now, is I need to get that electrical box that just fell and hopefully didn't break, and put that up here, join the cables. I have this Eternabond tape here that will secure this to the roof, the cables to the roof, and then I'm going to cut down the bolts. So with that, let's get to it. I gotta go get that electrical box. Darn it. I'm up here on the roof, And for some reason, my phone does not want me to record this, because every time I do, it either breaks and I don't have the recording, or, you know, I hit record and it stops 30 seconds later. This I don't know. The last thing that I've done is I just went around, I sheared most of the bolts off. I did keep the ones by the electrical box. One, they're just kind of hard to get to, and two, they help support the electrical box, so I left those. They're not too unsightly. The other thing that I did is there is another type of Eternabond tape here. This one's wider and is single-sided, whereas this 1-inch is double-sided tape. And this I ran along the outside over the wires because it will add some waterproofing and our UV protection to the wires, so it'll protect the wires. But it also will help, I ran it down the tracks, so it helped keep the Eternabond that's holding the tracks down as well. And so these solar panels are up here good. The other thing that this Eternabond does on the sides here is when you're standing below the van, it hides the rail, it hides the nuts and bolts, and so it makes it a little bit more stealth. So you're not seeing anything up here on the roof specifically unless you're elevated. So that's what I've got on here. This is very similar to what I've been running on my RV for 2 years now, and I have had no problems. We've been to Arizona and California, all up and down, no problems. And so I think this will do just fine, and that's the setup that we have for solar on the roof. One other side note for you, the customer, is the paint is chipping off of the roof here. A Rust-Oleum might be good to put on some of these spots here. Otherwise, they're going to start to rust, and this will become a problem down the line. And so there's a very big one right there, just behind, or just actually, where is it? It's in front of this solar panel. There we go. There's a big spot right up in there that really could use some help. So I don't have time for that, but that's something that should be done, is the top of this should be touched up. So there you go. Now on to other things. We've been moving on. My energy level and Erica's has been draining through the day, so I really haven't been filming. We did build the drawers. She did get everything stained, at least almost everything. I think there's one piece that I haven't cut that needs to be stained. I don't know. I'll have to see. And right now I'm trying to install the drawers, get them going. So that's where we're at right now. Yeah. So we're going to keep going. So I'm working on the slow process of getting the drawers installed. Erica has run water to the sink, but the adapters for I'm tired. We are moving very slow today. We are very tired. The faucet, the adapters from the faucet to our hose line keep getting the wrong sizes, so she's going to run down to Home Depot and get the right sizes. I'm going to keep working on the drawers and see if I can get those done, and then get the curtain rail in on the back and then start putting in stuff that was stained today, and then carpets and curtains, and we're done. Pretty much. All right, back to it. I've got quite a bit of the boards here that have been stained today by Erica, and now it's just time to put some of these in. So I'm just going to grab them and start seeing if I can figure out where they go. This one's a neat, awkward shaped one. I'm pretty sure I know where this one goes. I've been waiting for this one. All right, we are still working. It is, you're back there. What time is it?
10:15.
Oh my goodness, it's 10:15 at night. I've got quite a bit of the fascia on here. Maybe all I can do tonight. There's some pieces I miscut and stained the wrong side, and yeah. But we do have an exciting development. You want to know what that development is? We have water. We have running water in the van.
Yay!
Yay! So she's got water. Yay! Yeah. I think the next step is actually carpeting.
No, these first.
Well, those are doors. There is, it's 10 something.
Yeah.
I can't make any more cuts there. We gotta watch noise. Yeah, it probably is carpeting. Maybe the track in the back. But nope, can't do the track in the back because I gotta cut the track. So, carpeting. It's about the only thing that doesn't make noise at this point. We're getting close though. Well, here's a slightly different angle of me. I don't think you can quite tell, but I'm in the van. It's got a little bit of a rattle to it because I do have some of the wood in back. I'm driving the van back to my house. It's been at my mother's house, who has graciously let me work in her driveway. She does have all the tools in her house. So, anyhow, driving it back to my house for two reasons. One, because the mattress is still at my house. And two, because the battery went dead. About halfway through the build, I kept the dome lights on. Actually, it was probably even earlier than that. But the dome lights were on while the doors were open. There's a little button over here for dome light override. I didn't know that. So, killed the battery. So I'm driving a little bit to charge up the car battery, because it is not hooked up to the solar battery at all. But that's it for tonight. I did not install carpet. You may have seen the carpet kind of going in. I cut a few of the pieces to get it prepped for tomorrow. So that way, I have a little bit of a head start. But there were quite a few things that are on my to-do list that need to make noise. So I'm calling it an early night at 11:30 and going home so I can get up and hopefully be back at the work site around sunrise. Because the customer comes at 1 and I still have quite a few things to do. But the essentials are done. Power works, water works, and it will have a bed. And she can use the bathroom if needed. So that's the bottom line. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully this has been entertaining to you. And give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Click like in the YouTube video there. And if you want to see more Handyman Stan jobs, like one that I posted earlier today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And comment. I love it when people comment on the videos. But that's all for tonight. I'm almost back to my destination, and it's not all that safe to film and drive, but fortunately there's not many people on the roads right now. Alright, have a great evening, have a great day, and I will see you on the next one.